What's up everybody, thanks for checking out the channel. As usual, smash that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. It only takes a second and it's much appreciated. So today I'm going to show you how to install a little a little quartz backsplash on these counters. So this is a stone countertop. A lot of these come with a stone backsplash to match the counter, but there's a right way and a wrong way to put this up, and I'm going to show you how to do it properly. I need a few things. One is I need some silicone to glue it to the wall, and I need some DAP, which is some acrylic caulking to finish the top edge. You need a caulking gun and some painter's tape, and preferably the blue tape is better, the frog tape. You don't have to, the green tape's fine too, but I'll need that and some paint. So let's get going. So the first thing you want to do is put just a small bead of clear silicone. It can be white silicone too. Silicone is a really good glue and it'll hold it up against the wall, no problem. I just like to use clear because it sticks to the most. So just a little bead is all you need. You don't need much. Just maybe the size of a pea. End to end is probably plenty. There you go. And maybe and double up on the bead too. That's lots. You stay away from the top edge because you don't want it to smear out. You don't want it to smear out the top and then create a bit of a mess on the top. So stay a good inch away with a nice small bead, and then it's just a matter of putting it in. So that's it. I'll do these other two and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now they're in. Make sure there's no dust on that top edge. And then you'll run a little strip of painter's tape on the top, and I'll show you why you do that in a sec. So you just want to leave about a 1/16 of an inch of the stone between, I mean this is the cabinet here, but it applies to the back side too. Just leave about a 1/16 of an inch gap on the back of it. And just kind of work it along, and that's it. So press it in and do that all the way around the perimeter. And so you might notice right here there's a nice big gap there. You can do one of two things. You can fill this with caulking, but I find it doesn't look great. I'm just going to actually leave that. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to use your caulking. This is a fast dry. There's a regular one too. I just always use this one, but there's a regular and a fast dry. This is like $3 or $4. It's not very expensive. And you just want to put a hairline bead. And actually, you know what? I made a mistake. This side here doesn't need any painter's tape because I won't be dapping that side since I have a finished cabinet on this side. So I won't be putting any wall color on this side. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a sec. So I put a hairline bead of DAP, of the latex caulking, all the way across, filling that whole gap, making sure there's no voids. You fill it right up. This gap is a little bit bigger than the rest of the spots. There you go, that's full. And then, a bit of silicone there. And then you'll take your finger and just tool the whole thing. Make sure you don't have anything like this here. There's a little ridge here. Make sure you don't have anything like that. You're just gonna wipe that right off. Nice and tidy. And the bigger fingers sometimes are better. Use your thumb on some of them, but just clean that right up, make it look nice. And I'll finish this edge. It helps if the tip of the nozzle. Actually, I should have a wet rag on me. That helps a lot. Then we'll do this one, and I'll do the front edge of just the backsplash portion, just right here. That's it. So now we wait. So we've given this an hour or 2 hours to dry, depending on which one you use. You might have to give it a day to dry, but then you're going to come back and paint this DAP, the latex-based caulking. I got this plug here, so we're going to move that out of the way. make sure there's no dust, and then let's give it a quick shot of paint. Doesn't need much, just to seal it up, because if you don't paint it, it'll turn yellow over time and then it just looks terrible. Okay, we're all set. So when you peel back your tape, don't just peel it back. You kind of want to pull back against the tape. There's nothing on this piece here, but you want to kind of pull it just away. Make a nice, clean, straight line all the way across. There you go. That's that. Let that dry, and that's it. You're done. But the next step, you're going to want to silicone this edge here. I mean, I don't have my taps in yet, so it's a little easier once the taps are in. It's tough to get the tube of silicone back there. It's doable, but it's not always as clean. So ideally, you do it before the taps go in. You just want to make sure there's no dust, so just get a little damp rag. Just give it a light pass, just to make sure there's nothing there. And then I'll just try to dry it a little bit. And I'm going to do this top edge with some clear silicone too, so I'll do the same on that edge. So you can use a big tube of silicone like this. I find, especially for like a DIYer, these are not the easiest thing to use. So what I prefer to use, even for myself, I find you get a nicer finish. And you can buy these little toothpaste tubes of clear, 100% clear silicone. So this is for bathrooms and kitchens and that sort of thing. So it's made for bathrooms, and you get better control. And what I do is usually I get rid of a little bit of it. This is already used, so I get rid of a little bit and then I can bend it over, and you get like really good control on the flow. Because ideally, when you're putting your silicone in, you don't finger tool it. So you won't take your finger and put it across. Unlike whatever everybody thinks you should do that, but you shouldn't. The manufacturer specifies that you should have a convex silicone bead and not a concave bead. So you get, what I'm doing is I'm just putting a nice even pressure, and I'm just going consistently, not stopping. And that's it. So a nice clean bead. So you can't even see it, which is the idea. So 99 times out of 100 on countertops, I do use clear silicone. So I'll do all the edges, because the silicone can really make or break how the final product looks. And you wouldn't want to put this up against your drywall, because you won't be able to paint this stuff. That's why we use the DAP up here, the acrylic-based silicone or caulking, and then the silicone down here, because this is water resistant. Get the inside corners. I'll just seal this little seam up a little bit. There we go. And then this long edge. So you probably, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but oh, there's an air bubble in there. So I can readjust, and you just get really good flow control. And you just want to, like I've got my eye right here on the front, and I can see a little bead. If you check it out, that's what I'm looking at. And that's how you want it to be. If you push too far, you get too far ahead, it disappears. You squeeze a little more. So you just got to keep that steady little bead in front of the nozzle. The issue with the caulking gun is that even when you push that button on the back to stop the flow of silicone, it still keeps coming out. So in a spot like this where you want it to look 100%, you want to be able to stop it completely. So that's why I prefer to use these, and I find it a little more user-friendly. And there you go. So I won't finger tool that or anything. It's done. So taps go in, and away we go. So that's how you do that. Anyway, thanks for checking out the channel. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.